Oh, yeah. Vin sent this one. Train full of military tanks spotted rolling through Toronto gives highway drivers a shock. This video, listen, man, with everything going on in the world, people are on edge.
Yes.
People are on edge. You can't just move around a train full of tanks.
You can't do that on a regular highway.
No, you're not allowed to do it. No. I mean, that's just so happens to be the way.
Especially in our town.
The way that the railway. Oh, my God. I just realized something. I can fully get to the bottom of this.
What? What do you mean?
I can fully get to the bottom of this.
So you know the story?
I do know the story. Actually, you know what? You go ahead and I'll explain what I'm talking about after. You go ahead since you put this one in here.
Well, I just saw this tweet here from BlogTO.
Right.
And it's a man or a person driving on, was it the 401? And they see a bunch of tanks just rolling on the overpass.
Mm-hmm.
What looks to be a train overpass?
Yeah, that's a railway, and except the railway cars are not enclosed. So
no, they're just straight up tanks.
Yeah, they're
like rows and rows of them.
So it's a platform railway car. Of course, you have a train pulling it at the front, and you have these tanks which are on top of these platforms, spaced out accordingly, likely strapped down to the platforms themselves. And I believe that those trains are heading east at that moment. So the 401 is going east, and this is almost parallel, but it's just making a crossover. And I believe that particular railway actually starts to head down more towards Lake Ontario. And you can see the sign is also important here because you can see you're traveling towards, what is it, Kingston Road? Yeah, Port Union. Okay. So you're sort of, well, you're going into Scarborough there. Right on the 401. You know exactly where this is.
Yeah.
And so, of course, people are on edge. They're like, wait, what's going on around here? Because they're getting all this footage and there's just war and combat and conflict is on the mind. However, the official report on this was that these tanks, this had been scheduled and planned for some kind of training operation that was taking place, and these tanks were always going to be moved across the 401 at this particular point.
It just so happens to be at a critical point, like now.
I know, that's the thing. But that's anybody moving any kind of, doing anything military at this point. According to a forces representative, the tanks are not being shipped east, but actually west in preparation for exercise Maple Resolve 2022, the largest annual Canadian Army training exercise. We are moving military vehicles by rail for transportation to Wainwright, Alberta. Wait a sec, but they didn't look like they were going west. That was my whole point. The car was traveling. Oh, was the car traveling?
Any airports?
West? Was the car traveling west? No. The car was traveling Kingston Road, Port Union. What? Let me get the sign back. Yeah, play the clip again. Anyway, what are we doing? We're debunking the official report here.
Of course.
Pause it. So Kingston Road, Port Union, Shepherd. Oh, maybe this car is, maybe this is the other way around. This car might be traveling west.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see that every day. So anyway, I thought it was really funny.
That's amazing. You picture that trip, tanks going from Scarborough to Alberta. Wow.
I'd be worried.
What a trip for your tanks.
Wait, what's happening here?
Well, of course maybe they're lying to us. It's a full conspiracy theory. But, this is what I was going to tell you. I can get to the bottom of it.
Oh, right, yeah.
I can't tell you how, but I can tell you for sure if those went to Alberta or not. 100%. I'm going to leave it at that.
That's not getting to the bottom of it. People want to know.
No, I'm saying tomorrow. Possibly tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So you know the flight pattern?
If you just remind me, I got an inside. If you just remind me tomorrow, I might have an answer for whether or not those tanks made it to Alberta.
All right.
I don't know how big of a deal it will be at that point, but. Cool.